right, welcome to Tuesday Talk with Lena and Tina. I'm Lena.
I'm Tina.
Welcome to another Tuesday of empowering and motivating and catching up with what's going on in the 757 and navigating our week of being mothers, full-time employees, and all of the things. So let's get into it. How was your Tuesday? Put it in the comments. But this week, we're going to talk about health and beauty. We'll give you your celebrity highlight, of course, what's going on in the 757, small business shout out. So with that being said, let's get it cracking.
Let's get it cracking, guys. I'm so excited for this week's segment. We'll be talking about health, beauty, and wellness, which is something that's very important and very necessary, especially, being moms, wives, mothers, people that are navigating through life and balancing several different hats.
Yeah. It's hard to get the proper rest and vitamins. Are y'all taking y'all vitamins? If you are, put in the comments what vitamins have worked well for you. I know for me, when I get low on my vitamin D, I start getting moody.
Yes, vitamin D and iron are two huge vitamins that our bodies need, essentially, so that we won't be fatigued and to help us stay sharp and stay engaged.
Yes.
So, if you haven't had your levels checked, definitely try to go to your primary care physician to get labs drawn so you can see if they're one or two of the things that you're experiencing.
Yes.
So it is a draw. It is, as Delina was mentioning, it is a blood draw, but it is essential. And from that one tube of blood, they can tell you if your iron is low, your vitamin D is low, your B12, or whatever. If you have any other health concerns or issues that the doctor is concerned about.
Yes, ladies, I know we love to get our nails done. I know me and Tina, we keep our nails on done. But sometimes it's good to take those nails off and see what's going on underneath. If you notice a dark line, you may want to increase that iron. Let those nails breathe for a little bit, increase that iron and vitamin D so that you can live long and healthy with me. All right?
Right. And do keep in mind that your body does give you a lot of signs if it is in any type of distress. So pay attention to your body. Being fatigued is not normal. If you get your 7.5, 8 hours of sleep and you still wake up and you're still fatigued, it's very important that you go and see a medical professional so that you can get your energy level up. Because when you're having to care for a family, perform tasks at your job, you want to do those with the optimal amount of energy.
So you should be getting at least 8 hours of sleep. That's the way your cells reset. You want to feel into it, energized. You want to be able to have the strength and energy to be in the moment, have a clear mind, focus. It's important to also get into fish oil, take your vitamins. If you don't eat fish, I love salmon. Or salmon. However you say
L or no L.
There we go. But I love all of that stuff and your vegetables, as some of my friends would say.
Yes.
So make sure you're in tune with your body, figure out what's going on, and what's up with that water intake.
Ooh, drink your water. So what I will say is our smartphones. Now, this is a life hack. I'm always going to teach y'all a life hack. So this is a life hack. Your smartphone has monitoring devices, monitoring apps on it to help you with your sleep, your water, your nutrition, and fitness as well. So utilize those apps. It's within your fitness app on your phone. And I have a reminder set daily to tell me that 10:30 is my bedtime. So even when I'm out with my friends, my reminder says it's your bedtime. It gives me a little cute little noise. And when I tell you, if I'm at home, I run to the bed and I jump in the cover and I'm like, yes, finally I can go to sleep. So set these things in motion for yourself. Be vigilant in getting back to to the level that you want to be. And you have to do the work. So drinking your water, getting your proper rest. We talked about vitamins. We talked about all this stuff. So I want to add one more tidbit to it.
Okay, give me another tidbit.
Emotional wellness.
Ooh.
Emotional wellness. So we can be fine on the outside. We can be exercising. We can be eating right and we can be emotionally not well.
That's true.
So emotionally well is accepting your feelings and your different moods. So when someone says it's okay to not be okay, how many times has someone said that to you?
Oh, I can think of quite a few.
Yeah, so they'll say it's okay to not be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be able to articulate that today's not a good day.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to do to pivot?
Mm.
Yeah, what are you going to do now to pivot? So that's
Pivot.
emotional
That was a good one.
wellness, emotional wellness. So that's your meditating, that's your yoga, that's your deep breathing, that's all the above. So, we have to be responsible for this vessel. We only have but one body.
That's right. And speaking of one body, we have a set of skin. Skin is the biggest organ on your body.
Yes.
Like, isn't that crazy? So make sure that you are cleansing and moisturizing.
Ooh.
A lot of us wash, or are we moisturizing? There are some great things out there. I know some older, seasoned people that I cross paths with love Vaseline.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what your moisturizing tip is. I don't know what yours is, but you look great, sis.
Thank you.
But coconut oil is great. I personally love coconut oil. I am a close friend of Vaseline. At night, I'm always dabbing some around my eyes and around my mouth and neck and stuff so that I can keep everything moisturized. If you are watching this, let us know in the comments, what moisturizer do you use? And what are you doing as far as checking on your levels? When's the last time you've been to the doctor?
Right.
It's big.
Overall health. That's what this platform is all about. Overall health. We don't just want to focus on one attribute. We want the whole person to be well. So I will say Delina has this lovely t-shirt on, and it is more of a Black Month, African American history type shirt. But I just want to shout that shirt out. It's absolutely phenomenal. It lists some of our key players in our African American history. So it says, fight like Malcolm, speak like Frederick, challenge like Rosa, dream like Martin, think like Garvey, lead like Harriet, build like Madam CJ, write like Maya, educate like WEB, and believe like Thurgood. So there are some of our key players in African American history.
Ooh, heavy hitters.
Heavy hitters. So, you think about these people and the roles that they played in getting us to where we are now. And, we have to pay homage to them.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. They've opened up a lot of doors. Just think about where we could be if none of these people existed.
Right, and did what they were supposed to do. So that is awesome. That is awesome. That is a powerful t-shirt. And, African American history is so rich and it's so important. And I know that the school system is working to erase. Can you imagine, to erase some of the African American history? And I think that is mind-boggling.
It is. It is. I would think we would want to teach our people, and when I say our people, I mean all of the people, what led up to and what is because of. I think that's important. So with that being said, have you challenged yourself? Have you challenged yourself to teach your children some tidbits of information about some of these people? What are you teaching your children? Do they know who Malcolm and Rosa is? Do they know some significance of what they've contributed to society? And whether the schools are doing it or not, it's on us as parents. If you've been given the gift of children, please educate. Take a moment, have a conversation with a couple of these people on this shirt, and get into it. And
we need to teach our kids how powerful and rich their heritage is. Several of these people have already passed away, so they're not able to do the work anymore, but we are raising the next generation of leaders, of powerful individuals. So it's very important that we tell our kids, hey, these are the things that they've done. This is the direction that we're moving in, and you could be the next doctor, lawyer, teacher. You could be the next person that is rewriting the history as these individuals have.
Right, and you may think it's not important, but these are the things that will lead to longevity, generational wealth. And this is the way you can ensure that your kids, your grandkids, grandkids have an idea of what it is to work hard and pave the way. So with that being said, what's on your shirt?
Okay, so my shirt is from a gentleman named Hakeem, and he is a serial
Oh,
entrepreneur.
okay. Oh, shout out to our
Shout out.
entrepreneurs. We love entrepreneurs and small businesses.
Yes.
Hakeem, what's going on? Let's see. It says hustle, save, invest, reinvest, create a legacy, and build your community, which all ties into things that these people have done. So I think that is great. Shout out to Hakeem. I need to get one of them shirts, Hakeem. What's up?
Right, and these shirts is nice material, nice and comfortable. But this piggybacks on what you said. We talked about the physical. Now, financial, you did hit on that. You said generational wealth.
Woo.
Generational wealth. So some ways to create generational wealth is through getting your life insurance. How many of you individuals out there have researched life insurance or have life insurance either through your employer or on an individual basis?
Ooh.
So that is important when we talk about generational wealth. Nobody plans to die, but we have to put things in place to protect us in the event that something happens. We don't want to leave our families in a deficit.
That is important. That is real important. So let's talk dating for a second. So, what are some qualities that you look for, Tina, in a man? Give me the top 3. What's the top 3?
So, top 3 is loyal.
Ooh,
respect.
Oh, well, then you know what?
Right.
That's hard.
That's,
no, I'm joking.
Yeah, that might be a deal breaker for some. A respectable individual, such as a relationship with his mother and his siblings and things like that. And then lastly, a good communicator.
Oh.
Yeah, so those are my 3 signs. And for the most part, when you are getting to know someone, it doesn't take much time to see the type of individual they are. People talk about red flags.
Yeah, that's why I be running all toward the flag.
Yeah,
running. I be running towards the flag.
Yeah.
I learn about the flags, and now when I see them, I turn and I make a beeline in the other direction.
Yeah, detour.
Yeah.
Don't do keep that in mind. And if your what is it, non-negotiables.
Ooh, non-negotiable. Your bottom line.
Yeah.
What's your bottom line? Y'all tell us in the comments. When it comes to dating, what are some attributes you guys look for, and what's your bottom line? What's your deal breakers?
Yeah, and do not waver. Do not waver from those, because in the past, it's been times that I've wavered from my non-negotiables. And I say, okay, we'll work with it, and they've always come back to bite me.
Oh, that bite back is tough.
Yeah, that bite back.
That bite back is tough. Ooh.
So I would say anyone that's dating or interested in getting back out, write it down, and that be that, that'll be what you stand on.
Yeah.
What are some attributes you look for when dating?
Woo. I'm still figuring it out, because some things that I thought that I wanted are not things that I maybe have needed. But to answer your question, I love a good communicator. I love to talk, as you can see.
That's why we're here.
I love to talk. I love a good communicator. I love an honest man. I think just being able to be true in where he is and just be transparent about whatever his journey is. So a great communicator, honest, hardworking. I like a man that works hard and it shows. I like my finances to be blessed, and so I want the person that I'm going to meet, I want their finances blessed, not in a struggle state. I don't want you to be in a transition. Not as my man. Now, we could be friends all day while you're transitioning.
Right.
But if I'm looking for a mate, or I'm considering the possibility of a mate, I think, a great communicator, honest, and I want him to be walking completely in his purpose. And that does trickle down to finances. Because I want to be able to build a life with someone, and I
Right.
need both of our feet to be in the correct place. So those
Right.
are like the top couple of things. There's more, but we'll get to that down the line.
Now, what I would say is, you hear a lot of people saying, what do you bring to the table?
Ooh, the table. They love it. Let's
That
talk about the table.
this is a table.
Oh, it is, and it's a nice table too.
And so, okay, so I am not the type of person that gets offended when somebody asks that.
Mm-hmm.
So when someone says, "What do you bring to the table?" I just start like rambling off stuff. This is da 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 whatever. So I lead with what I bring to the table.
Okay.
But I feel as though some individuals can't take you being over ambitious or bringing a lot to the table.
Okay.
So I remember meeting a guy, and this is a short example. I met a guy,
Mm-hmm.
and I started telling him, I'm doing this and doing that, I'm working on a nonprofit, I'm working on this and working on that. And he instantly said, well, you're not the woman for me.
Oh, okay.
And I said, what now? I'm not the woman for you. And he said, no. He said, because my woman got to be focused on me. I need my woman focused on me. I don't need her wearing 2 jobs and part-time job and nonprofit work. I need my woman focused on me. And for just a small amount of time, I was offended. But then I soon got over because he said not the woman for him. You're right.
Right. And it's no need to be offended because he did you a favor, because he was upfront and communicating what his needs was up front. And that's what, so when people say, what do you bring to the table? I hear a lot of guys say, what do you bring to the table? And I mean, we could talk extensively about the table and the things that are being brought to the table and
or lack thereof.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll start with a couple. This heart of mine is something, I think that I'm a great communicator. I desire to be a teammate with someone. And I care about family. I care about the people I'm connected to. They're important to me. And I am a visionary. So all in tune, all that being said, while I'm in tune with you, we're constantly being in tune with our family and the next goal, the next mission. And I think that's important. I don't really know what the right things are to bring to the table. A lot of things have to be unpacked over time. I know that putting one foot in front of the other and the person that I'm with, us working on goals together, my idea would be to have a partnership with someone. And so we'll start with that. But you guys give us your feedback. What do you think about the table and what's being brought to the table? What are some things you look for in a mate? And what are some things that you think is important that they bring to the table? Is communication important? Is the way they dress important? Is where they work, how much money they make important? Let us know your thoughts and your feedbacks in the comments.
I do hope that something that we said today uplift you, encourage you, and inspired you, because that's what we're here for. We're growing. We're wanting you to grow with us. We're wanting to help someone, whether it be male or female. We just want to be a resource to you.
Right. Absolutely. And before we leave, one last thing. I wanted to do a Bible verse, and because I know one of the things we've talked about is growing our faith, growing our walk, and things like that. And one of the things that I have found interesting while reading is it's a quote. It's a verse. James 1. It says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. That I found to be interesting while doing my reading. I read that and really didn't understand until I had an opportunity of meeting a man. And we got into a conversation, and he was talking about his home life, his work life. He was talking about, entertaining a lot of women and things like that. And he was very happy. And I was like, okay, well, that's cool. And it wasn't until I got off the phone with him and I sat down and I was thinking, and I reflected on the conversation. He told me how he had a couple of instances where women were showing up at his house, and they were showing up at his job, and they were showing up and causing all this havoc. And this verse jumped out at me. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
because you live a great life on the outside, but there's turmoil in the inside because of the double mindedness and the unstableness. And that's why the women are showing up and it's chaotic and it's headache and thus creating the unstableness. So I thought that was a great tie into what I had read.
Read all of those scriptures. Read the scripture leading up to that and figure out how that whole, as they say, parable in the Bible played out. And
Mm,
now, we talk about, you're talking about this individual. Cheating is never the right thing to do.
right.
Respect others' emotional
Mm,
well-being. We talked about emotional well-being today. So you see how the whole segment is all tying together. So reflect on this, reflect and understand that when you go into a relationship, put your best foot forward. Have your
mm-hmm.
non-negotiables. If something is not working for you, backpedal up out of it. Be a strong communicator.
Yeah.
State that it's not working for you. Use your words. Use your words.
Mm-hmm.
This is not working for me. I'm no longer interested. Don't
Right.
stay in a relationship that is a dead end relationship and then lead to this type of activity, because now you're bringing other people into an equation and you
Mm.
cannot tell people how to deal
Yes.
with the hurt or the embarrassment.
Mm. Yeah,
So
you want to create some stability there. So if you're listening to this and you can relate, what are some ways of thinking that has created some unstableness for you? Do you feel like if you get a handle on those things that things would have played out differently or they'd have been the same? What are your thoughts? What are your feedbacks? Drop it in the comments. We'll see you back next Tuesday for another session of promoting and uplifting. But before we go, do you have any small business shout outs that you would like to do?
I would actually like to shout out All Smiles Clothing Brand, who is
Oh,
a female African American owned business that is based out of, I want to say Newport News, but I really think Hampton is her roots. But
mm,
she's doing phenomenal work with her brand, building her brand. Her brand is so passionate. She does have a YouTube segment that is available now where she's talking about her backstory and her upbringing and the lack thereof, not lack thereof, the lack of that she experienced early on in her life, which forced her to create a brand. So that is
mm.
important when you create your brand. Your brand can be birthed out of something traumatic that you've been through.
Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to All Smiles. I know last week we did Royal Breeze. And this week we're doing All Smiles. So if you guys find that, does she have a social media?
She does, but I'll actually put it in the comments section on here. But if you Google ALLSMILEZ, smiles with the Z on the end, you'll be able to find her. She does fashion shows in this area,
Oh,
and she does a lot of talking to the youth in the local high schools to keep them engaged because that's where the creativity lies.
oh, nice, nice. So shout out to All Smiles. We hope that you guys have enjoyed this week. Brush up on your vitamins. Make sure your mind, body, and spirit is in tune. And
Moisturize.
moisturize. Moisturize. Take them vitamins, okay? And let us know in the comments what you think. What are some qualities you're looking for in a partner? What do you feel like you bring to the table? And also give us some topics and things that you would like to see on an upcoming episode. Until next Tuesday, we'll see you.